Hey everybody, and welcome back to UE5 BP Guru. Today we're going to be looking at adding in a shotgun and how to work around that shotgun. As you can see, it fires, it does the little chuk chuk sound. There's no real animations with it yet. I'm hoping to add those in soon, but it's just getting the base fire, chuk chuk, and then shoot again sort of feel to it. The other thing I fixed, which I will show you in a minute as well, is something really simple. I've added in, oh, it didn't open, I think I stepped out. There we go. Be careful not to step out of the box while it's opening, otherwise it will just shut. And it just shuts again. And you can come up to it. I need to actually increase the box collision size for this so that you don't step back and accidentally walk out of it. And it will shut and do all that stuff for you as well. So actually quite simple, this fix. I've already got it open, I literally just did it. You literally just need to, where your end overlap box is, you just have a branch, door closed, just check that like you're doing here, and then just feed it into the play sound. The reason I've done this and not just plugged it straight into here is because we don't want it to, it basically just messes it up. It plays extra sounds when you leave. If the door's closed, it plays extra sounds and tries to open the door basically, and then it confuses all the booleans. So make sure you run this branch first and then plug it in there. It won't do anything obviously if you walk out the box and it is set to true. It's obviously not going to do anything. So that was just a quick little fix for that door opening tutorial that I found. The next thing we want to do is just get open our third-person character blueprint. I've obviously set a lot of this already up, so I will go through as much as I can. Obviously follow the old tutorials for getting all the other stuff set up, like the weapon swap for example. So the only thing I've changed here is added that to 3 so that it can go up to the next increment, and obviously change the clamps as well. The other thing I've done is I've added in a third check. Oh, this should actually have, it doesn't matter because it's the last one in the line, but obviously this should have, is the shotgun active in there for that. There's no stop firing for this one because it doesn't need it. And the other thing you need to do is come to our weapon select function and add in a next branch level, add the third increment to it, and obviously add in the functionality for that as well. So yeah, and then obviously change the set skeletal mesh for that. So that will set that up, and I think that's it for this one. Oh, on event begin, we're going to create obviously a few new booleans here, so just bear that in mind. I'll go through them now so that you know kind of where we're at. So for the shotgun, we're going to need a few extras compared to the pistol and the rifle. We need a shotgun active boolean. That's just for making the weapon select side of things. We need a shotgun current ammo and a clip size, so we know how much is in our clip. I've set mine to 12 actually, sorry. We want shotgun current ammo. I've set mine to 10, but actually to be fair it could be the same as the clip size. I've got a max reserve of 50 and a current reserve of 0 for now. You're also going to need a number of pellets boolean. We'll go through that in a moment. Mine's currently set to 50. You'll want a bullet angle, which mine is set to 5. The starting bullet is actually also set to 5, but you can just change that as you wish. And the bullet distance is set to 2000 currently, but again you can play around with these figures once you kind of get an understanding of how all this works. Okay, so once you've sort of set all those integers up and you've also done all the other bits, making sure everything's okay, there is one other thing you will want to do, actually thinking about it, before we get into the actual creation of all this, because what might happen is you could probably spawn the weapon at this point and you won't actually have a weapon in your hand. Oh no, it'll be in your hand, but it won't go into the animation, should I say. Now, because we are using the same animation as our rifle for everything, normally you would think you'd have to go into every one of these and set an AND boolean with it to make sure it covers both. You can actually be a little bit cheeky here, and you can say rifle active or shotgun active. If either of those are active, set the rifle active, and that just saves you setting up extra sort of nodes in here for something that's going to happen anyway, in exactly the same manner. So why duplicate your work when you can just be a bit cheeky and run a second boolean in there? And I'm pretty sure if you want to, you can add a second pin, a third pin, a fourth pin, a fifth pin. So for example, if you wanted to set up, like, I don't know, a ray gun or sniper rifle, you can have it run off this if that's what you want to do. So that will also fix the animation for you so that you can add in the shotgun without any hassle. Now I've already set this up, so I'm just going to create some custom events, and I'm just going to name them for the tutorial. So we want to shoot shotgun. I can't remember what I called my other one. Shotgun fired. So shoot shotgun is not very different. We also want another one, another custom event called reset shot. Let's call it that. Should be fine. Yeah, there we go. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to get our current ammo, and we're just going to do a little check to make sure we have some. So is it less or equal to 0? And this is done exactly the same as the pistol and the rifle, and it's just good. Now I think I explained this before. If not, I run a print string for now because it's just easier to see, but normally all you'd put in there is a sound, like a click sound to say you're out of ammo basically, but for now I haven't got the sounds, I just put out of ammo. Once I've got sound in there, I'll obviously change it, and it'll be fine. The next thing we want to do, oh no, not off there, sorry, off of our false. So if we have ammo, we want to get a do once first, and that's where the reset shot will go into. Okay, so it will only ever let us do this once until our reset shot comes into place. Otherwise you'll just be able to go bang 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 bang, and that's not very realistic in the grand scheme of things. The next thing we want to do is get a loop, a for loop. That's what we want. Okay, and what this is going to do, it's going to run 1 to number of pellets. Oh, there's something else we need to do before, actually, thinking of it. So we do want to do that, but just before that we want to take away our shotgun current ammo. So we want to set it, and we want to minus it by 1. So just minus, subtract it by 1, and plug that into there, like so. Okay, so what's happening here, just so you've got some context, is we are firing, we're checking, well no, we're clicking the fire button, we're checking to see if we have the ammo. If we don't, we run a print string to say we're out of ammo, but if we do, we do once, fire, we minus off our shot, and then we basically run the next thing for all 50 of our pellets. Okay, that's how this should be looking right now for you. The next thing we want to do is get a line trace by channel, like that. Okay, make some space. We are going to want to create a function, a new function called random point in circle. I will just show you and talk you through what I've done to save me some time. I'm being lazy. Create a new input to here called radius. It will create a new variable we can use within this code. Next, you want to get a random float in range, like so. And you want to set it between 0 and 360. And we are going to create 2 local variables, 2 floats. One called angle and one called distance from center. Make sure they're local because we only want to call it within here. And then you want to set that new angle. So use that random in floating range. It'll pick some figure within this when you shoot the weapon to then set the angle. Next, you want to set the distance from center. You want to pull. I pulled off this way and clicked random floating range. Again, you want it to be 0, and whatever this radius is set to. So you can call this, pull it off, and just type in radius, and you can set that. Or you can just pull off from here and plug it into the max. It really doesn't matter. It's how neat you want your code to be. Once you've done that, we want to create 2 outputs on here called point X and point Y. Both of those need to be floats as well. Now we want to take our angle, get a cos D, and we want to get our distance from the center and multiply those two together to make our X. And we also want to get our angle and the distance from center. Do exactly the same setup, but instead of cos D, we want sin D. Okay, and using that, we can plug that into our Y, and we have our X and Y set up there for us. If we go back to the event graph, we can call that function, just drag it out, random point in circle, plug it in, and that goes straight into our line trace. Now we just need to work out what our radius is going to be. For this, we're going to want our bullet angle, and we're also going to want our bullet distance. Now remember, we're setting this bullet angle within our event begin play. That's being done using our starting bullet angle. Okay, so starting bullet angle, which is set to 5, and that goes straight into our bullet angle. So you can leave your bullet angle 0, or just make 1 and call it 5. It shouldn't matter too much. And then we want to get off bullet angle. We want to get our tan degrees, or tan D, and we want to multiply these two together, and that will become our radius. Okay, plug that in, and now we need to work out what our start and our end channel trace is going to be. So first things first, first thing we want to do is find our weapon location we want to shoot from, or start the trace from, and we want to get the socket location for that because we want to use that muzzle. It's the same thing as our other weapons. We want to get that muzzle socket name and put that into our start, and we also want to stick that into an add like so. The next thing we want to do is pull off our active camera component, because we're going to want to get a few things. So we want to get our forward vector. We want to get our right vector, and we also want to get our up vector like so. And we want to multiply, I believe we want to multiply all 3 of these with our X, Y values that we've created. So promote those, convert those to float. Single is fine. There we go. And then we want to put the Y into the up, and we also want to put the X into the right. We then want to also promote this get forward vector to a float, and we want to plug in our bullet distance into that one. The bullet distance and the get forward vector multiplication can go into this add, and then we want to just get a second add and plug all of these in together, and that will become our end trace. It sounds complicated, but what this is doing is working out where every one of these 50 bullets, these num pellets, are going to land. Okay, all of this will work all that out, because if I just put in that socket location into the start and worked out what the camera forward vector is and just plugged that in, it would all it would do is fire all those bullets in one straight line together. What this is doing is it's creating sort of a radius for everything to come out to. So we want to break our hit. The rest of this should be relatively straightforward. The only difference really being that we're not calling that use ammo function first. We're calling it first, sorry, instead of here like we did before. The reason for that is because this will run 50 times. This will do this 50 times. It happens obviously almost instantly, but what that also means is you're going to use 50 ammo. Every time you shoot, you're going to run out of ammo instantly. We don't want that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is just play sound. With this dark and light texture, it gives us a shotgun sound. They're all pretty much the same, so we'll just pick one. And then we want to spawn spawn actor from class. There we go. Now again, the light and dark pack come with a shotgun thing, so I've created shotgun projectile BP. I literally just copied the pistol one and then just added the shotgun one to it. Then we also want our spawn emitter at location and spawn emitter attached. That's going to be for the muzzle. So for this one, we are going to pick. Let's have a look. Metal. We want like metal small impact. Let's go for this one. The location is going to be this one. And for the muzzle, let's just pick shotgun muzzle flashlight. I think I tried this one on the other one I set up. It was pretty bright and a bit overpowering for me, but you can pick whichever one you want, of course. So just for like the other ones, we want to get our weapon off. We want to get socket location. Get our muzzle. We also want to get the forward vector. We want to do a quick bit of multiplication here and convert to float. We're going to do minus 15,000 for this one, and then we want to add those together. Make a bit of space. We want to get a select vector, and we want to get our impact normal, and we also want to get our trace end. This should be all basically the same as before. We then want to get a find look at rotation. The select vector needs to be the target, and the find look at rotation needs to be the start. Then we want to make transform like so. That's going to be the rotation, that's going to be the location, and then that should be able to go plug straight in there. For the final emitter, we just want to get our weapon and plug that in there. We also, I'm going to do this separately actually. Let's do this another way. Bring this down a bit because it's getting a bit spaghetti code again for me. Even for me. Get the weapon again. We just want to get the socket location, and we also want the socket rotation. Put in muzzle because that's where we want all of this to spawn. Like so, and then just add those straight in as always to their usual place. Now this should work fine. There's a couple of things I did on mine just to make it a little bit nicer and work a little bit smoother. The first thing we do is we want to delay by, now the action lasts about sort of 5-ish seconds, so 2.6 is what I think I used. Or no, it wasn't. Sorry, I used 1.75. And all I did was played a sound. Now there obviously is an action that needs to go into here once I've got it, and that is the chuk chuk of the arm kind of reloading the shotgun. The sound I used was shotgun. I think it was. I used reload, maybe that one. And then you just probably want another delay to stop them from firing again so quickly. I think I did just an extra second after the sound played. And then we finally will recall we'll do our reset shotgun to finish off. Okay, let's just make sure that was the right one. Oh, it's reset shot, my apologies. We don't want to be calling off the wrong thing. Reset shot. There we go. And that should work perfectly fine. As it is, it's all good to go. Excuse me. And to test, we're just going to plug in, instead of shotgun fired, we'll use our secondary one. I prefer mine a lot better, but I'd rather use the correct one. Shoot shotgun. There we go. I'd rather use the one we used in the tutorial to make sure it actually works. So let's give it a go. So let's play. There's the shotgun. Now the muzzle shot's not there, but it is. Oh. But it is working, everything else is working. I can see the muzzle going off in the corner, so why is it doing that? Let's have a quick look. It can only be something I've done very briefly. Oh, keep world position, of course. Of course, I also forget that. Keep world position. That should fix the muzzle. Everything else seems to be working fine. Cool, brilliant. Let's have a look again. I'll see if the muzzle's there now. I might. Oh wow, see what I mean? It's a very big. It actually overpowers the hit on the wall. But you can't. There you go. You can see it now. But you can't shoot again too quickly. You have to wait for the chuk chuk. I think I'm out of ammo. That or it's broke. I'm pretty sure I'm out of ammo. There you go. It's working fine. So yeah, you can't shoot too soon. You have to wait. There you go. You have to wait for it to kind of reload, or not reload, but you know what I mean. You have to reset the shotgun with a to make it work. So yeah, hopefully this has helped you create a shotgun that works. There's a lot more you can do with a gun like this when it comes to sort of AI, which we'll be looking at down the line. Things like knockback and impulse and stuff like that. It's like when you shoot them, they go flying, sort of thing. But it's, and you might want to mess around with the radius. I mean, it's a very close together shotgun blast. But hopefully this has been really helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to know, or if you know of any ways of improving the stuff that I'm doing. Everything else seems to be working pretty well so far. I mean, there's always room for polish with a game this early in development, but so far so good. So thanks so much guys for watching, and I will catch you all very soon. Take care. Bye.